Hello to everybody, and welcome you all to another of our presentations from the FIAP Photo Academy. Today we are being joined by Ayman Lotfy. Ayman is from Cairo in Egypt and is a friend to many different people here in FIAP and also in the Photographic Society of America. And before I introduce you to him, just two things. First of all, Ricardo Busi sends his apologies that he cannot join us today due to a family commitment. His father-in-law is celebrating a significant birthday and they're having a family dinner at the moment. So we send his father-in-law best wishes and congratulations on his birthday. He is 95 years of age today.
Wow.
So today we are being joined by Ayman Lotfy. As I said, Ayman is joining us from Cairo in Egypt. He is a photographer based there. And if anybody hadn't the opportunity to check his website, you would see the standard and the quality and the fantastic nature of the photographs that he's going to show us today. Journey in the world of photography in 1998. And since then, that's been what he's doing. He has not changed. And his camera, as he says himself, his camera was the door to a new world of modern art photography. And that's what he's going to share with us today. He's got a strong interest in people, human emotions and expressions. And this is what we're going to see revealed in his photographs. Delving into the human soul, and his mind will realize the diversity of human feelings. I'm not going to say much more than that about his photography because I'll let him introduce himself and explain all with his images. But just to let you know that when talking with Ayman a few weeks ago in preparation for this, one of the things of his photography is that he was the very first photographer ever invited by the authorities who run the airport in Cairo to make an exhibition of his photographs in Cairo airport. So I think anybody who's ever been to an airport would be used to seeing photography on the walls, but this was the first time ever that it happened in Egypt. So he's a trailblazer from an Egyptian photography point of view as well. And not only has his work been exhibited in Egypt, but it's also worldwide in Italy, Spain, Austria, China, and the United States of America. A very proud recipient of the State Encouragement Award of 2016 in Egypt. So we're going to say a very big, warm welcome to Ayman and thank him very, very much for taking time out to be with us today. Before he starts, I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to mute everybody so that we don't have any strange noises in the background. So that means, Ayman, you will have to unmute your microphone before you can make your presentation to us. I'm going to mute everybody now. So, Ayman, you should unmute yourself now, please. And the second thing then is to remind everybody to, if you want to ask questions, we will have time at the end. And if you send the questions to us in the chat facility, I can pass them on to Ayman at the end of the presentation. So, Ayman, you're welcome. It's over to you now. I'll give you the floor and you can start sharing your screen and away you go. Thank you very much and you're more than welcome to be here.
Okay, thank you, Paul, for the great introduction and the great presentation for me. Actually, it's my pleasure and honor to be here among this great photographer among the world and great association like FIAP Photo Academy. And thank you for inviting me to show my artwork through this wide gate for art, actually, and artists as well, and great photographers. So I know that we all speak the same language, so I think, and I wish my presentation looks interesting this time, because it will be more photos than talking a lot, but I think we will understand each other very fast. In this presentation, actually, I will start from the beginning of mine until the time what I'm doing now. And in the end of the presentation, we were talking about the new technology in the field of photography. Actually, in the field of everything, we have ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, AI, and the technology. And we will compare what we are doing at what the artificial intelligence can be used. So I will share my screen now. Okay.
Okay, we see that. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, as you said, my early beginning in photography, it was 1998. I started my way to the great world of photography because I'm working as a graphic designer and art director after I graduated from Faculty of Artists. From 1991, I was doing creative designs only. But in 1998, I started to use my camera to make shooting, to use it in my design. Because all the time I'm asking photographer to do shooting for me, for my design, but actually they didn't understand me a lot. So I tried once to use the camera in 1998. So this is my start actually, because you have to focus to my start to understand what I did later. So I was shooting like everyone, sport is photography, car racing, kart racing, even many sports events that my company organized. And also I was shooting product, portrait for singers and piano player, and also jewelries, and many covers magazines start to use me to do the cover for the advertising of these magazines. The way to the world of photography. After I work a little in using the photos as a commercial item, I love the camera and I start to take the camera with me everywhere. Actually, I fall in love in photography. So I understood that photography is not an easy job, but I believe it could be for the talented people, the people who can feel the photography. So I start to shoot like everyone when I'm traveling, photo travel. This is the usual photographs you can say. This is men at work in Venice. Maybe sometimes I use coloring. I love the black and white, these photos. Normal photos as a tourist or street photography. And I was interested actually of people actions and the emotion of the people. So I love to make portrait and put figures of people always in my photos. I made this statistic actually every time I make it, but lately I made it like, can you imagine that this is 57,246 photo are taken per second. Now we are in this time like 5 billion photo per day and 150.8 billion photo per month. Can you imagine how many photos every day is sharing around the social media and publishing? So when I see this number of photos that publish it, I'm always thinking, how can I be different? How can I do something different? I didn't want to make the same photos that have been done before. So, and I asked myself, who are you? Do you have a style? Always I'm asking myself, I have to have a style for myself. So we will know how to have a style for yourself later. But we have to believe that we have to learn to walk before we run. Let's have a little walk. Now I understand the rules of photography, and I respect the rules of photography in every shot of mine. So this is like abstract I was shooting. And here is, this is normal frame that the normal people look at these photos like this. But the professional photographers and judges, we can see it with all these signs and direction. We can see the negative points, the negative space, and the positive space, the triangle of lighting, and how I can frame my photo. Actually, I studied this very well, even because I was working as a graphic designer and art director. So that was not very hard for me to make or to understand how to compose the perfect photos. Actually, again, I learned how to do a perfect portrait. We have all to understand that we have the grid line in our camera, in our viewfinder, the third and two-third. That's why we are using when we compose or make a composition. Here is the place of the head in the portrait. Here is the direction of the look of the face, the look of the eye. And also we always ask the hands to be inside, guiding line inside to the frame. And here is one portrait. I think this portrait is published in Austria and won a prize there. And I used Rembrandt lighting in this one. And another thing to have to focus, how we can guide the viewer and the people when they look to our photos. We can guide the eye of everyone when he look to my photo. Without I can guide his feeling, I mean. So we're using 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Number one, we have to make the lighting of the eye. Let's see here. Here is the left eye is more shining than the right eye. And we can see the hand, the lighting of the hand is less than the eye. So now I guide anyone to, when he look to my photo, to go direct to the left eye that have the highlight area in the photo. This is the way how to guide the people when they watch your photo. And finally, I make this framing without the wood frame. I mean, this is framing with my photo with the red scarf. So when I start to use this rules, this is how we call it, learn to walk before you run. Here is some of my portraits that I exhibit and publish it. And always I find to myself a special way of lighting. Always I'm trying to be a different. I'm trying to do something different in the world of photography. So every people shoot a flower or a rose. This is my way when I shoot a flower. It's like abstract and cropping and doing like this. Even this bike, when I present it in a different way. I'm always try from my beginning, try to do something different in the world of photography. I made this in 2009, actually, and I was also understand that the quality of the photo catch the eye of the viewer and make the people respect your artwork. We can see this is a normal man. I put like sand on his face and gets this shot. And also, I never said about one of my shots, untitled shot. I'm always have a name of each photo. So this one called My Land. You can see a man is looking to his land. And it's called My Land. Always try to put a name to your artwork. Let's go here for all of us. We are making like travel photography and group photos when we travel together for photo gathering. I call this the postcard stand, the disappointed stand for any photographer. I mean, when I'm traveling to any foreign country, I go direct to the gift shop in this country and look to the postcard and look to all the photos that had been shot before. So when I'm look to this postcard stand, so if this photo is taken before, why I take it again? So I looked at this stand to trying to make something different to the place that I visit. Let here we'll make that was a photo gathering in Indonesia in 2014, and actually there was a great friend there, and we can see Riha here when he was young. All of us when we are young in this time. In this trip, actually, it was from Agatha, and I think all of you knowing Agatha, a very active person. She invited like 45 photographers from all over the world to make coverage to Indonesia, like a tourism places in Indonesia. She want to cover all the island in Indonesia. So she invited all these photographers to shoot, to take photos, and then to present to her in the end of the trip, like 20 to 50 photo signed by the photographer. In this time, I said, I need to create my own photography style. So how can I create my own photography style with the most famous and creative photographer in the world? It was very hard adventure for me. So we can see all of us here are shooting from the same angle and the same place. So how can I be different? So I decided from the beginning that I will do something different. We can see all of us here are going at the same place. What I did, so I created my own color theme. So I shoot the normal shooting for everyone. You can see in the line, this is a Lightroom program that we can use it like the dark room before. So we see in the left here, it's called Ayman 1, Ayman 2, Ayman 3. So I created my own color theme. So when I finalized all my photo, I finalized it with this color theme to get a style. Here is the photo of Indonesia. As GR told me, he will be soon there. So I wish all the luck for all photographers who will go gathering in Indonesia again. Beautiful place and beautiful country. And here is the photos. I focus at the human portrait and the emotion, and also use my color theme. And even when I'm trying to shoot landscape, because I'm not my favorite photographs landscape. I always interested in portrait, but when I did it in the same style. So we can see now in the final, when I put all the photos together, now you can see it's the same style of lighting and finalizing and color. So if I put my name under these photos, so you can recognize this is by one photographer. Now we're talking about how I am started, and I'm working as a very normal photographer, shoot like everyone. But let's talk about inspiration. Inspiration reaches the creative mind based on the social events that are expressing and the global events that surrounded them. These events have a direct impact on the photographer psyche, promoting them to express these in their artistic work. What I mean here, I decided I need not to document. We know photography is a documenting a moment in our life. But I found myself, I need to explain, I need to talk with my camera, and I didn't want to change my style to be a painter. Many people ask me to use the brush and to paint. I can paint as well, but I decided to make my inspiration using my camera. So many people ask me when they saw my work, from where you got your inspiration, how you got this idea. Let's imagine that the normal people around us, in the left is the green color, and the artist is the red in the right. In the right. So always the actions happen from the normal people and go to the mind of the artist. The normal actions that our normal behaviors that happen around us in our life. So the artist converted into artwork, which the viewer can see it by his eyes after this. This is the place we get our inspiration. We get our inspiration from our society and our world and what's happening around us. Since 2005, I have a mission. I need to add the photography next to painting in every art exhibition, because the photographers, when they exhibit in the general exhibition in Cairo that happen every year, I found they put the painting and the sculpture in the focus area, and they put always the photographs in the corridors or a hidden area, because they was doesn't accept the photographs as an art. And actually, I think this is happening in many places in the world. The people think photography is not an art, it's like it is a documentation. It is not an art. So my mission to put my photographs next to the painting in every art exhibition. And I need to express, not to document anymore, because I find a lot of people, we saw how many billion photos are published every day. So I don't want to document anymore. I need to express, and I want to talk by my camera. So this was my first photo in 2005 that I didn't use direct photography, actually, and I do like we call this collage, and this was my team in my office, and I called this photo all in one. In 2006, I made my first solo exhibition, and it's called The Other Side of Faces. And I was calling the painter in my country and all the fine artists. So I made this exhibition is body art photography. And this is the cover of my first book in 2006. And the best thing in this exhibition is that it have a concept. It is not a photos only, but I have a concept. The concept that it said we can decorate our faces and bodies, but we cannot decorate our souls. So in this exhibition, I made about 65 photos by body art, and it was direct photography. There is no computer. I didn't start to do experimental in this time. I start with direct photography for body art. And this was some shots of the exhibition. This is in 2005 and 6, sorry. And I used Rembrandt light, Rembrandt light, and I used one direction of lighting to get an artistic photos. Actually, this exhibition takes the interest of all the painters and all the fine artists in our Ministry of Culture, and they visited me. And after this exhibition, 3 years ago, 2 years, they asked me to do like 14 portraits It was very big size at this time, 120 by 180 centimeter. And it's called People of the World. They asked me to do with my style in body art, all the nations of the photographers, of the countries around the world. So it was very hard actually. But this is, I used my way in lighting as well. You can see in the left, this is the India. This is about Indian portrait. But I'm trying to do artistic lighting. We can see the difference between the direct shot with full lighting and the artistic lighting much better. This is one of them, like Morocco area, Morocco, and this is the South Africa. This is Greece and North Africa. And here is the portrait in the Egyptian airport. And it was an honor to me to put like 14 portrait. You can see it's very scene area, very focused area in the airport when you get your luggage. So it is in very focused area actually. And always when I'm travel to Egypt, travel outside and back to Egypt, I was my honor to take one photo next to the collection. This is presenting the people of the world. And it was an honor to me also that I got the cover of PSA magazine in 2009 when I sent an article about the body art and photography and about this project. So it was an honor to me to get a cover of PSA magazine, and I think I'm always proud of this. Also, I was playing with the artist, so I made this is a very famous painting, girl with the pear ring of the great painter Framer. I did it by photography, the girl with the pear earring. It is very famous painting, so I made it by photography. And then they asked me at Alexandria Library to do this project, this commissioned artwork. It was 150 by 280 centimeter. Collected by Alexandria Library, Biblioteca Alexandria, and this is very famous library in Alexandria in Egypt. And it was my honor to put 2 photographs there, and you can see the sizes is huge actually. After this, I made this between in Ethiopian Union, African Union in Ethiopia in 2011. They asked me to do a panorama there in the VIP entrance of the Union African building in Ethiopia. And you can see we all, 2011, we know all that Ethiopia is built a dam for the River Nile, and this is before they built a dam to stop the water about Egypt. And actually, I made this photo. She have a concept that in the right African figure and in the left all the Egyptian figure, and we can see the connecting between them the River Nile plain. This is the relation between the 2 countries, that we have like artery, water artery between Africa and Ethiopia and Egypt. So we can't cut this artery. Actually, I believe that the artists have a message, and we will talk about this before. So we didn't do beauty, but we have a mission we have to do within our world actually to ask for peace and love. Here is the photos in the entry of the building, of African building. We can see in the left is a building, and here dedication by Egypt artist Ayman Lotfy. This is my honor. This was in the building was in the construction time, and I put my 2 panoramas in the wall of the entrance via VIP entrance. let's back again to the world of photography. We have listened now to many names of photography. We see like something called computer graphic and digital art, and this is actually doesn't belong to our world of photography. I didn't want anyone call my work like computer. Ask me, this is computer graphic? No, this is not the computer graphic. Computer graphic is the coloring that we can see in our desktop, or the screensaver. This is the computer graphic and digital art. This is out of our art, actually, photography. But we have something called experimental photography, conceptual photography, serialism photography, performance photography, abstract photography, light painting photography, and we have the CGI, computer generating images, and I will talk about it a little in this presentation. And we have the direct photography that we call a snapshot, like portrait, landscape, street photography, and architecture, sports, all the kind of photography. But never make anyone say about your work it's computer graphic, because it's not computer graphic. AI is the computer graphic, not what I will show you now. This was my start in experimental photography in 2008. I made this collection, and this was the first time in the general exhibition in Cairo, put artwork next to painting. We can see in this one, I changed it step by step, by the way. I put direct photography and experimental photography, but it's all the group. It was exhibited like this in the slide. And also, I made this project. It's called Woman Life Project, and also exhibited in Cairo Opera House. It was full experimental photography, actually. It's called about Woman Life Project. And this is exhibited like this. It was take a huge wall. You know, all the photographers are printed this photo like 50 by 70 or 35 by 50. But my photographs always I printed not less than 1 meter by 1 meter 50, because I'm doing, I'm shooting with a good quality, very good lenses, and very good camera, and uses perfect software. So I didn't want to do this for a small size like 35 by 50. So all my work I exhibited is like big formats. And here is from my point of view about success in the world of art. I mean, success in art is only when you train yourself to be able to express what you feel inside regarding a scene and converted it to a piece of art, regardless it is a painting or a photo or even just a line on a white paper. Just make sure you have reached your extreme ability of expression, which is it for me the pinnacle of success. This is actually what I mean in life. You have to learn to have a good technique, to study very well, because when you need to express about something going deep inside of you, you have to have the techniques, the good technique, to do this feeling and convert it into a piece of art. Let's see how I create my project. Always when we're using the technology, I like this word actually, who is the rider? The artist or the technology? Who is the rider? Who is controlling the camera and the computer and the softwares and everything? You have to control the technologies to get a pure art and people believe in you. I started always with a sketch. I'm doing a sketch in the beginning. When I got idea, the inspiration came to me. I got idea. I do a sketch and then use my photographic tools. I'm using my camera and my softwares, and then fix it all of this and convert it in art piece. Here is the sketch, and here is the result of what I did. So the sketch is very important to plan what we are doing in the future. This is like an angle with a black wings. Let's have a concept and have a message as well. I did these 3 shots. Also, this is was early 2012 when the people start chatting and start talking with each other behind the keyboard, and where the people start to go far away, not like now, but this was the start. The people start talk with each other by keyboard. So I made this work. Actually, this is the way how I'm shooting. I'm shooting with a chroma, and then it is not like one key to or just a ready filter to convert my work from photography into experimental photography. It's very hard work, and you can see how many layers I have. It's like you paint on the computer. You use your pen or Wacom. It is not like click by the computer. Actually, I paint using my computer. So now I have a communication between me and between my artwork, so I can feel each piece of photos of or each piece of art I presented to the viewers. That is, it is my own baby. I made it from the scratch. There's some people say always ask me how I got the inspiration. When I'm walking to the street, I found people are playing cards the whole day and night, and they didn't, and they asking for the hard life and how they didn't, they need the money for living, but they playing cards. So how they got the money and they are playing cards the whole day. So it was a very big exhibition. I invited in. So I made this sketch. Actually, you can imagine how the sketch in the beginning. You can see this is a sketch, a photo on the wall and another one in the ground. So this is the way I start to shoot, like everyone, and I choose one photo. You see, this is the stand of the head of the camera. I put it because I know what I will add later about over it. And here is the fan, normal fan. And look, I was made the sketch to put the photo on the ground, which if you look at it when you're standing, you can see like a man is going or calling you from a hole in the ground. So what I did, I made my plan. You can see there's 3 sides of the wall picture I printed on paper and put the models in the middle like this. And the 4th side, I planned to do it by computer because this is the place I have to shoot the photo from. You can see here is my shoes, and I was using a wide lens and standing up. And here is the final of the photo. So let's back again. Here is the sketch that I started. And this is the photo I presented in the exhibition. And I'm caring to ask them to paint the wall. Like I need a gray side wall. The side wall will be in gray and the front wall to have to be in black. I'm always asked for the colors that I presented my work over on it. Here is another photo. We can see how many layers. I shoot this scroll and I make this background. Then here is the model. This is the first shot I shot it. Okay, I shoot it like this. I made this mask actually. And then here is the final photo. It's called protection. It's a kind of protection. So when I'm talking to someone in our life, this is how we get the inspiration. I tell him a word I never heard it before, and I never said before, and I never said before. I asked him, why are you rowing? Why you are rowing in the world with a fork? I said to someone of my friend, because he is doing many things that the result of it is the result is nothing. So I told him, why you are rolling in the world with a fork? I never heard this before from anybody, or I never read it, or I never write it. But this was the inspiration because the conversation drive me to say that. So I made this sketch and call it someone in a boat rowing with a fork. And actually, this is the result of the photo. And actually, this boat that I'm just talking with Riha, I bought it from Sinop in Turkey. It's handmade. It's a small one, by the way. It's a small one. And I bought this photo. And these photos have many concepts that this human being will not going anywhere. It is like, this is the way how you are doing art. You put a message, you put a name, and the writers and the viewers after this, everyone get your own expression. And also, I print my work by myself. I have my own printer. And after I made like this color key, I mean, this is, we call it color key or contact sheet, which I print all my exhibition and start to look about the negative point and the positive note in the printing and in my photos before I print the big sizes. And here is how I exhibit my work. We can see some walls in white and some walls in black. Actually, when you hang your own exhibition, it's like the composition. You use the rules of photography when you hang your own exhibition on the wall. I know that, and I believe the rules of photography is the rules of beauty. If you know the rules of photography, you can work as an architecture or interior designer or graphic designer or creative director or even as a curator or hang a photo. This is all we work where we can put the guideline and the framing and everything. When we use the photography rules in our life, you can do beauty everywhere. Here is the exhibitions. This photo is with 1 meter 10 by 1 meter 10. It was in 2014. Okay. Everything is clear, Paul? Okay.
Yes, Ayman, everything is clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now we are talking about, after I made experimental photography, sometimes I find the one frame can't take all my scream. I need to scream in my work. I need to express a lot of screaming in my frame because I have a concept and I have an object. I need to talk about it. In 2010, this is one of my projects that made me famous. And then they asked me to do a project in Venice Biennale. You know, all the artists around the world, they dream to exhibit in Venice Biennale in Italy. So I exhibit in, this was in the beginning of 2010. And in the end of 2010, in August 2010, I was exhibiting in Venice Biennale with another project. Let's talk about the game. The game, it's talking about the war that happened daily, not monthly, not yearly. Now the war is happening daily in our world. Let's read this very clearly. Our mission as artists is spread beauty in the world and fight evil as well. We are doing beautiful images, but we have a mission to fight evil around us. If the artist doesn't mention political life in his work, who would? Uncultured people. So we have to talk about our life. We have to talk about political things that we can't leave the people, that uncultured people who talking about the political life. There are uncultured people who believes that their God commanded them to fight others so that they could live alone in safety. There is no God asking for war. There is no God asking for evil. All the religions in the world is asking for peace. Now, no one asking for evil. Who asking for evil is the devil, not any God in the world. This was the concept of my project. He's talking about war. I wrote this concept. It's some of it. It's like if wars aren't intended to defend one's land or family, why then should they be? Can you imagine, did you ever imagine yourself one day if you were forced to join the first row of an army battle, only to defend or to attack some personal reasons that don't by any means related to yourself? I mean, every time we see thousands of soldiers are facing each other and for nothing, I mean, or for fighting each other. Why not the president fight each other and we finish it all? Thousands of people every day is dying in wars, and nobody mentions the names. We always remember the president's name. And now even the normal people are dying. The normal people, not only the soldiers, are dying in the wars around the world now. Now the 50 poor people are dying every day in the wars. And actually, this is illegal, and we can't accept this as an artist or as a human being. Let's back again to my project. I choose this person as a wild one, and this is what I mean, like all the chessboard, and we can see all the figures, all the soldiers are die, and the two king is still alive forever. Every day soldiers die and the king is alive. And here is the final frame. This is one of photos in this project, the game. Here is, I showed this one, and from side, and finalize it into my computer to make this shot. We can see chessboard, and poor soldiers are standing on the chessboard, are going to die, and they are sure they are in the first row, they will die. And here you can see the blood is coming from the horn. This is the horn, the people or the government or whatever, they are calling for war everywhere. So we have to stop war to live in a peace. And here is the mid-gender. Actually, this was the hero of my movie. So I start to do video art as well with the photography. I made a video art. This is my way when I'm shooting the video art. This was a chessboard. There is no king, no horse, no elephant. It's just the soldiers. And the two kings are playing with the soldiers only, and each one take one from the others and put it in the mid-gender. This was very important movie actually, and I exhibited with this movie in many places around the world. And this is what I'm shooting. You see, I'm working here as director. You can see the camera in the behind, and here is the location behind me. And you know, this is small monitor. It's working like the viewfinder of the camera. I make the composition and the lighting as I learn it from the photography rules. Here is what I'm direction. And also here, I'm using this to one shot in the movie. I'm also looking to the small monitor. This is like the viewfinder. Told you when you're doing, and I meet this mid-gender. It's a huge one. You can see the scale next to the motorcycle. It's a huge one because it's like an installation. I will put it in my exhibition. Here is sometimes I shoot some shots on myself. This is the layout of my exhibition area. This was the layout, the right and left, and the gas mask in the behind. The mid-gender is live installation from metal. And here is, I'm using photography next to installation, next to video art in very important exhibition in Cairo. And this guide me and make the government and cultural center in Cairo, Ministry of Culture, send me to Venice Biennale after this. Actually, let me back again this copyright by F. Carver. This photo, actually, from my point of view, I respect the photojournalist. This photo is has the same concept of the whole movies and the installations and video art and photography. All what I did, I think this one photojournalism should say what I said before. I wish I can do this one, but I'm not a photojournalist, so I'm using myself as an artist. So I do my mission as an artist. In August 2040, it was a very nice year for me because I exhibited my work in Egyptian Academy in Rome in Italy, and I exhibit my work in Crete in Greece, and I exhibited in Cairo, and I got finally prize in August 2014, another PSA cover, magazine cover, the cover of the journal, and a beautiful article also. It was there, and for the second time, I'm proud to be 2 times on PSA journal. And here is many journals that exhibit my work, actually, published my work. Here is my photo in Greece with Manelos. Manelos is from GPT, that was GPI before. Manelos from Greece, in the left of our friends. I was exhibited my work in a great church in Crete in Greece, actually. And here is my work in Egyptian magazines. And also the Arabic version of PS journal. It was my honor to take it in the first time. And here's another international magazine from the Culture Center. This is one article about me. This is from Dubai and HIBA photo contest. I judged in the first edition of HIBA, and this is one of the biggest international photo contests in the world that have like 120,000 US dollar as the first prize. All the photographers dream to win it, actually, but I was one of the judges in the first edition. Here is finally is this in Sri Lanka, the Art Society, Photography Art Society of Sri Lanka. Thank you them. Lately they asked me to put my photo in cover, and it was my honor as well. Here is some cover. The people are started, and the art magazine are started to understand my work, and I have a concept, and I have messages always. And always I exhibited my work in around the world, my style. And this is my honor in Photographic Society in America Festival, PSA, and this is Feature Speaker Award. And here is my MIPP destination from Malta and England. This was the jury. This is MIP, and this is the F, actually, FMIPP, the fellowship. Actually, I was proud to take all this recognition from. And here's my photo in China, which I won the Grand Photography Master Award. Was actually the most and famous photographer around the world. Everybody proud to be with them. My friend Clint Clements, actually from USA, is one of my best friends. And here is my work exhibited in China, Pinelli. You can see one of my images is like outdoor next to the most famous photographer in the world. And I was honored to be there in 2008. And this is Best Photography Award in China. Here is with in Dubai exhibition. I was the curator in Hamdan bin Rashid, HIBA. And here is the Grand Photography Master Award. Let's back again to inspiration and concept. At the beginning of 2020, in my solo exhibition, I made until now about 14 solo exhibition. Every 2 years, I make an exhibition. In 2000 and in the beginning of 2020, it was my solo exhibition. It's called The Document. And I have created an image that invite the world or the country by opening its all borders. I asked the whole countries over the world to open the borders to the people so that there can be a world for everyone which lives together in peace. I asked it to open the borders between the countries. No, I don't have to get entry visa to go everywhere. I made these photos like an angel and with the map of the world without any borders, but we still have these breaks in outside. Okay. I made this in the beginning of 2020. The problem that it's have after this have the COVID. We found the COVID and then all the borders are closed. And every country closed his border and no traveling and everything is stopped in the world. This is after a few months, the borders closed due to COVID-19 virus, which I'm sure is a human, COVID is a human creation to exterminate humans. That's what I did in my artwork. I put over my mask the photos that I was calling the people to break the borders, and I put it in my mask, and I wrote COVID-19 made by a devil. And till now, I believe that COVID-19 is made by a devil who need to destroy our world. It's not but by God, by the way. This is my message to COVID-19, because many ask me, where your artwork about COVID? I told them I don't understand what COVID-19 to explain about it, actually. What is strange in this world is that the world leaders meet in conference to protect the planet from pollution. And when the conference ends, they return to their countries and they start wars to each other. What a crazy world actually we are living in. This call, I made this project after COVID, this called fire extinguisher. And here is the concept. I wrote this, it was from the deep inside of me after the COVID, and we stay at home like 1 year, we can't do anything. The air is no longer enough for our chests because it carries more toxins that is spread inside our souls and pollutes what remain of purity of our hearts. Some try to carry a fire extinguisher on their back in an effort to fix what the toxins inside us has destroyed, hoping for a new chance to live, even if it is in a deserted land. This was my concept actually, and was very big project in Cairo Opera House. It was in 2021 after the COVID. Here is my sketch. I drew this sketch and I was dreaming to finalize it. It was very hard for me. We can see it's like a man hanging. It's not put an oxygen on his back. It's like a diver not putting oxygen. He put fire extinguisher to put it in her chest. So now here is what I'm doing in my photography. This was a photography and illustration, video art as well. I made this was the figure, and here is the final that I exhibited. Okay, here is my exhibition. This is live shots. It's called, and here is the visitors. They read the concept and watch the movie. It was have a movie. There is no chance to publish my movies here, but let's watch the photos only. You can see the people act with my art. And here is the photo. I have to use photography in all my exhibition. In installation, video art, and photography is #1. This is a man in a desert with a fire extinguisher in his back. This is how I exhibit. And this is my whole exhibition. and always the TVs start any exhibition. They are interested to make the code with me. Here is my history. Actually, the journey, my journey from photography from the starting until now, until 2021. My next exhibition is very soon. Actually, this is my project, and here is some of my experimental photography. You can watch it. This is from 2006 and 2022. Okay, this is the journey for my work. Actually, all these photos have a message and have a concept, and we can talk a lot about each one, but let's talk. This is called democratic conversation, by the way. This is called democratic. We call it democratic system. But if you have democratic without system, you will see blah, 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 like the hair, like this is tapes of cassette. It's called go into other. This photo is called democratic conversation. I mean. And some of these photos are taken to the Modern Art Museum in Cairo. There is many museums have my work. And I'm proud to exhibit in the museum my work in the Egyptian Modern Museum. I'm very honored to put my work on the museum next to sculpture, next to painting. Well, still I have a time. Time is okay for you?
It's okay. Yes, yes. A few more minutes.
Okay. This is all we call experimental photography. The difference between experimental photography and the conceptual photography, that any photo have a story behind it, we call it conceptual photography. But the photos that have made and have the computer programs like this, we call it experimental photography. It's not direct photography. It's have experimental, it means have a graphic artwork and the concept. This is body art. Okay, let's make fast a little. I'm sorry, but I need to talk about important. You can watch my work, I mean, anywhere in my website and everywhere. But let me go direct to the important thing, the educated part in my presentation. Okay, this is the final. I mean, this is some orange. This is serialism. I made like this is, we call this serialism photography. I mean, this is have a stories. We can write a stories. Each photo of this have a story behind it and concept. Okay, and this was my last exhibition. It's called Kitchen. Before we go to AI, let's talk about CGI, computer generated images. Okay, I'm so sorry because I became like I'm 55 years now, and what I was doing before I can do it now. So when the digital camera, they make the digital camera, the old photographer asked me never use the digital camera, use the film. Okay, but actually I understand that the world is for the digital camera because I'm working in advertising, and I understand I need something more faster to save time. So I use the digital camera in my work, and I use the digital camera in my art. And when the software programs like Photoshop, Lightroom, the people say, don't touch your photo by Photoshop. But I didn't actually listen to them. The Photoshop programs, the people who made Photoshop make a part for a professional photographer. So how we can ignore Photoshop and editing? So this is what's happening in our world actually. So I'm use all the equipment that I can, but all I need just to say my idea, my concept. Okay, you can say whatever you want. You can use camera, you can use brush, you can use a black pen with a white paper. Use whatever you want, but please give me a piece of art. So I didn't care about what equipment you use. I need the final result. What's the art piece you are giving to me? CGI, this is like 15 years before. Let's see, we all know Avatar. This is the photo of Avatar without CGI, and here is Avatar that with CGI. CGI can make graphic, but can't make emotion. That's why they use the actors to make the actions by their face and their body, because the CGI can't make emotions. Okay, this is the importance of CGI. This is the way we are shooting cars before. Do you know can you see the soft box in the seal up there? How many lighting, how many space? But after CGI, now the car designer, they make the design of the car like a modeling in a computer, like 3D model. Okay, so the car is built from the scratch on a computer, like 3D modeling. Okay, and then the modeling by some keys he converted into the car into a car on the computer. So why we shoot a car anymore? Nobody become a shooter car. They using CGI. And this is, I made this, by the way. This is not my car. This is from the internet. And this photo, okay, you can buy CGI. You can put a car here, okay. So you don't have to take the car in the hangar and put the huge softbox and shoot it, because you have to use CGI. Even here at how the CGI they started, it's like a model, and then by 3D computer graphic, they can do it by CGI. This is for the advertising. I mean, so why, if you need to shoot one shot like this, you can take 3 days from you or 4 days to arrange the lighting and to make tests. Okay, this is all CGI work. This is not a photograph. This is called computer generated images. This is the CGI. Now let's go to AI, the artificial intelligence. Okay. Before we go to the world to artificial intelligence, let us address an important question. Why do artists create, express, and placing artwork? Why artists? Why are doing artwork? Are you doing for a pleasure or for a commercial? So some create art for commercial purpose to sell their creation. Okay, they are doing art for commercial purpose. So he didn't have time. So he need to finish faster to make a project and sell it. Okay. Others engage in art for a personal pleasure and as a means to express their emotion and feeling deep inside. I mean, if I didn't express about my art or my feeling into art, I would become a crazy person. So I'm doing art to express about myself. This is my why I'm doing art. I mean, my emotions such as anger, sadness, happiness, even if I need the revolution, I will put it on a piece of art. So here is the photos that in my presentation, in the advertising of my presentation, I did this in 2014. Actually, I shot the background in Greece and the tea bottle, I shot it in my studio and the gear as well. And I made this concept, okay? This is have a strong concept, and we didn't have time now to talk about concept of this one, but I leave anybody to feel it like as he wish. I mean, when I'm asking AI to do it, he did it like this. I just wrote what I'm thinking about, so he did this photo. This is made in 3 seconds. This one, I made it in 2 weeks. Okay, can you imagine? This is in 3 seconds. 3 seconds really. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, this is my baby. This is not my baby. This is done by keyboard. This is made by the AI. In my work, in my advertising campaign, the customer comes now. I need my campaign to be outdoors, printed in the street tomorrow morning. So what I can use, I bring the camera and put the lighting and ask for the models. Okay, now I'm going direct to the AI to do this model. As we see, still the AI can't do the fingers of the human being. He can do it 6 fingers or something like this. But we can see a beautiful color, a beautiful portrait. Nobody can imagine this is made in 3 seconds by AI. And you can, in a second, put your product name and plop, done advertising. But here, this is by AI. This is a kind of art made by AI. You write like 1 line, he give you 4 options in 30 minutes or 30 seconds. I'm sorry. In 30 seconds, you get 4 options, okay, and then you choose one on one. I can use AI to make a design for electric car. Design or use it as a commercial. I need a design, create a design for electric car. I made this one, and I need a classic bike. Okay, a design by classic bike, made it by the AI. I'm doing interior design, so I need a bedroom and bathroom, and I need to finish blah blah blah. Okay, I'm asking AI to do it. Okay, here is another electric car design. Okay, and really you can convert it into 3D to send it to CGI, and then you can do everything in a minute. This is electric motorbike. This is all this done by me, by the way. Okay. Now this is for the commercial, but now this is a big difference between, okay, the beautiful artwork we are made and the AI. Artists who engage in art for commercial purpose may really on artificial intelligence, may rely on artificial intelligence. But for those who are doing art to express their emotions and human feeling, AI will never provide that expression or any form of artistic enjoyment. This is really, I'm doing art as well. I'm doing experimental photography, and I tried AI. Okay, and finally of this presentation, I think when a man loves a woman, they touch each other, hold each other, make love to each other, marry, and then get a baby. But now these 2 persons just touch fingers like this, okay, and then they get a baby. Even this baby is made by AI. Can you believe this? I'm asking, I wrote to the AI, the computer, I need a baby board. Just write a baby board, and I give this baby. No relation between me and this artwork. It's like, you know, it's like a piece of paper. I found it in the street. So finally, technology is not shame to use it. Okay, you have to use it, and you have to learn it, and you have to ask the new generation to learn technology, because the future is AI. The future is AI again. The future is AI, but not for the artist. Thank you so much for giving me the chance for this presentation, and I think I finished so fast, but we will have a great meeting after that, and I wish meet you all to do it personally. And I'm ready now for everything. Thank you, Paul, for your time, and thank you to all our friends, the great photographer all around the world, that give me the chance to express about my art and myself in this great lecture. Thank you so much.
Ayman, you're more than welcome. Thank you very, very much for that wonderful presentation. I do see, as I said, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask, Ayman, please put them into the chat, and I shall pass them on to him. And I see there's one comment there from Esther, who's saying that if we are not careful, AI will replace everybody soon. All self-expression and human creativity and she wonders if you agree with that.
As I told you, he soon will come and he will replace the human beings actually. But who will use the AI? The AI actually, it is, you have to be an artist and have a history in art to choose from AI what he given to you. Okay, you have to understand lighting, composition, because he give you what you wrote. But actually, it sure will end a lot of jobs, but it will end it will not end art. The art is coming from our inspiration, our feeling, our deep emotion. The computer never have emotion, and we can control the computer. Actually, the future for AI, for the commercial life, I'm very sure for that, and we start to use it actually in our advertising companies and the cinema production. Everywhere they start to use AI. It save a lot of time, save a lot of money. But it's like you have a Rolls Royce car in your garage and you feel like I need to walk a little. Okay, it is not make you like this is not fill your chests. I mean, your emotion have. If you are an artist, you will not stop doing art. I never have this feeling, and actually I'm trying, but I'm trying in art and work that as I told you, it is not my baby. It must belong to me. But I think, Esther, thank you for saying that about COVID. You agree with me about COVID. Yes, we all understand what's happening in our world now is not from God. It's from made by human being, actually, all the virus and all, even who people who forced us to fight or war. It's all about money, by the way. Sometimes we didn't talk about politics a lot, but as I told you, all of us, we are photographers. We are not our mission to do photographs and make photo contest and just publish photographs. We have a mission in our role to fight evil and publish peace.
I don't know if anybody else has any other questions or comments that they want to make to Ayman. I've got one for you, Ayman, which is I know you say you're working on a new project. When do you hope to be able to show those images and exhibit them in a museum or a gallery?
You mean my artwork that I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm doing a solo exhibition every 2 years. My solo exhibition, it's around from 30 to 35 photos. It is my solo exhibition, and every 2 years. But between this time, many associations and many exhibitions, museum ask me to exhibit one photo. So sometimes I'm do a separate project, like the game and fire extinction and the search of salvation. All these projects that have installation and video art, I never exhibit in my solo exhibition video art or installation. I'm doing for the societies that ask me to join with or to exhibit with my idea, like installation or video art. I made a full project. So I will show you something then. The whole time, every time I have an idea, as I told you, I'm always do sketches. I mean, here is all my here is this is my office. Sorry, I am in my studio and always have this kind of sketches. Every inspiration come to me in either I draw it on a paper. I have like this is called a storyboard. This is empty sheets. Any idea came to me, because the inspiration, you don't have the inspiration 24 hours per day, by the way. You have the inspiration like once in a month, once in a year. It is not often you get the inspiration, because you have to communicate with something happening around you and make you from deep inside, like you need to scream. So the first scream of mine, I put it in this paper, and then I convert it into photographs and finally into artwork. This is always I have these sketches, and when I have like 13 sketch, I start to work on it and start to do my solo exhibition.
Okay. Thank you. I think at this stage we may be coming to an end. So Ayman, before we do, one lady here just says that the idea of you using your sketches really surprises her, and how you can transform them into your photography is amazing. So I think on behalf of everybody, I would like to thank you very, very much for being here, for sharing your work, sharing your ideas, and how you produce your images with us. And I know we're on Zoom, but I think we'd ask everybody to give you a great round of applause. Thank you very much indeed. Before we leave, again, I'd like to just say that we were joined today by Raman Nero as well from the FIAP Directing Board. I don't know, Raman, if you have anything you want to say to us?
Yeah, I think I say thank you, Ayman. We know each other for a few years, and some of your work I knew already. I think we also met in Dubai several years ago. And you know, it's for me very overwhelming and stunning to see what is behind and how you approach your projects. So this is absolutely fitting wonderfully in the FIAP Academy, parade we made from month to month. So Ayman, thank you very much for this extensive insight into your work, and I wish you plenty of success, more success for your coming projects.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again, Ayman. Before we leave, can I just let everybody know about the next event, the next presentation that we will have? It's going to take place on Thursday, the 23rd of November, starting at 7 o'clock in the evening, London time. And it's going to be a presentation by a photographer called Cathal MacNaughton. It might not be a name that everybody knows, but he is a photojournalist. He has won the Pulitzer Prize for his photography. He worked with writers and is now working for EPA Images as a managing editor. He's got some stunning photographs. I have seen him. I have been with him. I have seen his work. It's absolutely brilliant. And currently, right now, he has just returned from the Ukraine, where he's been documenting some of the terrible things that are happening there. So in the next week or so, we'll be sending you all information about that. And I'd encourage everybody to come along and to attend to that. It will be a very, very good presentation. But in the meanwhile, once again, we'll say to Ayman, thank you very, very much. It's been a great pleasure to have you here this evening, sharing your images with us. And on behalf of everybody again, thank you very, very much. And we wish everybody, say goodbye to you all. I know we're joined with people from all over the world. So some people are in the West Coast of the United States, or I'd say good afternoon to you all. Some people are much further afield in other places. And for you, you're probably saying good night. And for me, it's time for me to go to eat my evening meal. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you all soon again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ayman. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Ayman.
Bye-bye now.